Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to the first episode of another of my Let's Try Thea to the Shattering series. So yesterday there was a patch released, and when I started reading patch notes I knew that I'll be starting a new series. It's not always like this. Sometimes there are just minor balancing patches and it's possible to keep playing with like older database. But this patch, even though it wasn't that big, it was only like 26 megabytes, I think. It changed so many things in the game. So many like core mechanics of the game were reworked or partially reworked. There was no point in continuing the previous series. So we'll be starting a new one and we'll go through all the changes as we play, because I don't remember everything that was in the patch notes. They changed partially how the luxuries works. They changed the starting bonuses for gods. They changed the difficulty system now, so you can no longer get to 250 maximum. Now the maximum is 200. And there are some other changes, so that a lot has been changed. And I'm really looking forward to this series because, at least from what I read, I didn't test the series at all. I just like created a new profile and picked a god that I kind of wanted to try. And that's as far as I managed to get. So I can only judge from what I've read in the patch notes, but everything that I read looked pretty damn good. So based on that, I'm really looking forward to this series. But enough talking, let's jump into the new game. I will be playing as Horz today, or today this time. So you can read his description if you want. I won't delay everything by reading. Let's just pause the video if you want to read. Our unique ability is Nocturnal Predator, but Predator, I think is pronunciation. Before we get to our unique abilities and everything, let's check the difficulty changes. So the maximum multiplier is 200 now. That's because they removed or reworked some of these options, how to scale the difficulty. So we'll get to what maximum total cost of trades means on the next screen. This is still the same. This is still the same. Overflow, gathering, halved. So I think they changed this option, so we can now get like 1.5 stack or more than 1 stack of a resource every turn if we really get good gatherers, like people who have very high gathering. That's how I understand it. We'll see exactly how this works in the game, but I think on the highest difficulty it's now possible to get more than 1 stack of a resource every turn if you get enough points there. Dismantle resources recovery, I think that's the same. Rogue group spawn rate, I think that's the same. World size, large resource availability, sparse, that's all the same. All seasonal effects. This is the major change. This is the most important change that wasn't there before. You can pick your starting season. You can actually start during spring for some reason. I think that would be too easy. I actually don't know why. But there are 4 seasons, right? So why isn't it there? But of course, starting during winter will be most difficult because you'll have to start your village as soon as possible. So you don't run out of wood. Remember, during winter we are burning twice as much wood every turn. So we really won't have that much time to start our village. And the last one, rings difficulty hard. I think that's the same that was there before. So these are the changes. Maximum multiplier is now 200. We can't get higher than that. And now we can finally move to the next screen and check the changes here. Actually, not as Zorea though. We want to play a different god. Okay, where do we start? Well, let's start with our unique ability, Nocturnal Predator. Come on, pronunciation will be difficult. Your characters have an increased visibility range, good, width, perception, and destiny at night, good, but decreased during the day, that's not that good. The Chosen can also summon a werewolf into battle, and the beast's power will depend on the Chosen's perception attribute. So, we want our Chosen to be Hunter, to scale up the werewolf as much as possible. This is basically the reason why I decided to play Horz, because I just want to test this werewolf. It's pretty unique, so I want to give it a try. That's our unique ability, and as you can see, there are now quite a few more like other options that we can choose from. They also added like more options that can be, or bonuses that can be unlocked that we didn't have before. I think in the previous version there were only like 2 screens, not even 2 full screens of bonuses, and now we have 3 full screens, and almost the 4th one is full as well. So a lot more to unlock. And we now have, right from the start, like more options to what we can take with us. We will be taking the hunter. We definitely need that because of our unique ability, right? Then, because we are starting during the winter, I really want to have a gatherer, someone with high gathering right from the start. Usually, or in the previous version, I wouldn't be able to get that because gatherer is like, what is this? Spiritual based character. I don't know what this sign exactly means. I still don't remember. And we don't have that, so we wouldn't be able to take him, right? We can't take a card with this sign as neutral. But they also added the option to take Gatherer as a neutral card. You just have to spend 2 points on it. Here is the amount of points that we have available, and that was this number here, the total cost of trades. You can get all the way to 7. Then you can take more stuff with you right from the start. So we'll be taking Hunter for 2. Pretty expensive, but Hunters are one of the best classes in the game, so it's kind of understandable. I like that they made the Hunters more expensive. As I said, because we are starting during the winter and can't take this Gatherer, we'll be taking the more expensive one. But I really like that any class can start with the Gatherer now. It's so important on highest difficulty. Now that's the second bonus. And now you also have cards, if we move on, that don't cost anything. What is Bodyguard? You start with the +10 loyalty points towards orcs. Fog of Knowledge. In turn 1, you will see 5 hexes fired in the normal. Additionally, you start with 20 basic materials. There's also some useful bonuses. We can still start with Granny's Pantry and Crow's Hidden Gem, so we'll take that. But I like that you can start with bonuses that are free, that you don't have to pay for with points. They are not like too significant, but you can find bonuses that give you exactly what you are missing with your starting setup, so you are not locked into just one way to start the game for every god. What else do we have here? Can we find something interesting that we could maybe unlock? We have 2 points, so can we unlock something? We are looking for these unlock points. We still have 1 screen open. What would this be? Start with 40 basic supplies, food, fuel, and or herbs. That's probably something I should get. And this is you start with 2 advanced pieces of equipment. I'm not sure what the advanced equipment could be, but I think I'm gonna unlock the basic supplies. If I could somehow fit the advanced equipment in random gems and the crow. I really want the crow because it gives perception, so it will make our werewolf stronger. But you know what? Let's actually test both these 2. Unlock. Unlock. I'll be a lot more careful with my god points when we get to full release, of course. But here, I don't really expect that you'll be able to finish the game. You'll get another patch before we can do that, so we can experiment a little bit, unlock things that I normally probably wouldn't. We have the Hunter, we have our other bonuses. Problem is now we are still starting with 3 characters, good. Gatherer, Hunter, and the Child. Okay, perfect. No, actually, we are not starting with the Child. Hey, they changed that. Okay. How much do we have to invest into a child? 1 point. That also changes a lot. Well, let's see what's gonna happen when we start with 2 characters. I have to get the Gatherer during winter. If I took Scavenger, I'm still taking a character that costs 2 points. So it's not gonna help me. Okay, well, let's just go with this. It's gonna be interesting. We want our main character, of course, to be the hunter. Which one do we take? Let's take this one. Honestly, considering... Problem is I can't pick... This is a problem that I really have with the game for a long time. You can't decide on the gender of your... characters, like, individually. It seems that it's like all female or all male. And with this setup, it's so important to add the option to pick the gender manually so that you have a couple and you have a reasonable chance to get children. Oh well, let's just start the game, we'll see what happens. Starting without the child, that's a huge disadvantage. I'm not sure if we can somehow work around that. It really now depends heavily on RNG. Oh, but somehow... Let me check. We did get the female. So maybe... you just decide on the gender of your main character. And the other ones are decided randomly. Maybe that's the thing, and then I don't have to complain as much, but really I would like to be able to do, like, decide that manually, like, guarantee that I get a couple. But whatever, we ended up with a couple anyway, so there should be a chance for us to get a child. Now, what did we start with? I think these are the advanced tools. So we have a gathering tool that's pretty bad, and we have a crafting tool. Doesn't look too advanced to me. This one is maybe advanced. Let's give this to the gatherer. What do we have for our hunter? Let me actually check the unique ability here. Bloody Summon Werewolf. What Bloody Summon means? The caster loses half of their current health. Oops, that's what the bloody means. Okay. Well, I don't like that. But it depends on how strong the werewolf actually is. And we don't have to summon him every time, so yeah. Let's check the Nocturnal Predator. God. Horrible word. Passive effects. 90% daily blindness. So we have... It's actually not a bad penalty. I mean, it's there, but it's not too bad. And 110% perception and destiny during the night. +1 night range of sight. Good. And 130% wits during the night. So we really are much stronger during the night. And what did we start with? Pretty horrible starting skills for a hunter. Brute force, you start with it every time. Hunter's Mark is nice. And the craftsman, well, it will be useful early. We just want to avoid leveling it up later. Hopefully we won't have to. And for our gatherer, she's starting with gathering, very nice. Showing off, that's a miss. And brute force, same thing for everyone. Okay, not bad, not bad. We will give her, or is it gonna be to her? Let me check the gathering skill. 3.6 and she has 7.6. Okay, so she definitely gets the tool. This is based on wisdom. This is also based on wisdom though. So for now, we'll just leave these two things in the inventory. Or I can give the gathering, crafting tool to the hunter. Why not? But it doesn't really give him anything he needs. And let's check. What I want to see is this screen. As you can see, they added these icons. Resource types. And I'm not sure how that works. We will just have to find out as we are playing. Let me see. Can we maybe read it? Resource type improved. So this is a base type. Dreadwood is a base type. Then we have another type that's improved type. Items made from this kind of resource require more work, but are a bit lighter, faster, and of slightly higher value. Crafting from improved resources carries a small risk of failure and then item being trash quality. They also added like superior quality of items. When you like really succeed with crafting, then you get superior items. I'm not sure how they're exactly called, but they can be better than the average outcome. Then we have resource type wild. So we have three types of resources. The normal one, then we have the improved, and then we have wild. Items made from this kind of resource require much more work, have a significantly better value, and increased essence amounts. The risk of failing a craft using wild resources is significant, so make sure your craftsmen are experienced, so you might end up with a trash quality item. So now the crafting skill might be a lot more relevant, because it seems that the failure chance depends on how high the skill is. That's great. And also some of the advanced resources have these modifiers as well. As if the resource combinations that we had before were not confusing enough in some cases, and we didn't have enough combinations. Now we have subtypes of all the resources that gives even more options. I love this change. Just that I'm a bit afraid that once we get to crafting, it will take me like 3 episodes to just figure out which materials I want to use. But as you can see, that's a really, really nice change. It opens up so many options. And I also like that they added the option to fail with the craft or like get a critical success. Let's see, do we have anything around here? Not really. We have to find the spot with the wood as soon as possible. We have only enough wood for 6 turns. That's the biggest problem during winter. You can run out of resources in no time. I can see wood. Elven wood though. Elven wood is improved resource. I wouldn't mind getting the wild resource. I'd really like to test that. It sounds like fun that you can really get some interesting stuff from that. We have enough food for 54 days, so that's not a problem. We just need to gather some wood. Is there any food around here? If there was a fish, I would really settle here and don't have any problems with that. How many points do we have? 100 and something. It's not enough. Actually, we have the penalty during winter. Yeah, so there's no point in trying to get the sandstone. We just need to find normal wood. There's no way we would be able to start with the elven wood. We wouldn't be able to gather it fast enough. And there is no food around here, so this is not a viable starting location, sadly. One of your characters has gained enough experience to level up. Seriously? We didn't do anything. Oh, that's because during winter we are getting more experience. So from all these guaranteed events that you are getting basically as a tutorial, we'll be getting a lot more experience. Huh, I like that. I think I'll pass on wits this time. I don't like doing it. +2 wits, I really like that. But perception increases gathering. And I think with even small increase, we might be able to get over the 100 points threshold per turn that we need for wood. Now we are, I think it was 97 or something like that. So I'll go for that. And we have Destiny that also affects gathering, but I think the effect of perception on gathering is greater than the effect of Destiny. So it's going to be perception for both our people. Let's see, we can check actually how many points we have now. 106, yep, perfect. So now if we find wood, we'll be able to get a stack every turn and hopefully somehow survive the winter. This is gonna be a rough winter though. Oh, maybe not. There's coal. Hey, that could solve our problem. We still have to solve the problem with food that's not here, but... Well, there's 2 Slavian villages. It seems that they also made the world a bit more alive. And probably a bit smaller overall. It's still a large world, but it seems that it's a little bit smaller, that the secondary islands are a bit closer together. Which is probably not a bad thing, because in the previous version you could have some of these islands really far away, and that then you spend most of the time just traveling in between them. Set up the camp. I think it's worth waiting here, because coal, you'll be burning only 1 coal per turn during winter, not 2, because during winter we are burning 2 wood per turn. This is actually a pretty good find. With this much food, we should be able to stay here for quite a while. Let's see how many turns we get next turn. 3. If we get 8, actually no, we do get 8. 4.5. Now, if we get 8, no, we get only 5, so we are burning 5 coal every turn as well. Ah, damn it. Maybe they changed it, I just didn't notice, but I thought that they made coal so that you don't burn twice as much during winter. Now it's actually bad because we are only getting 5. How much were we getting? Yeah, 5 in 2 turns. That's not enough. I thought we were saved. Where are all the woods? To the north. We'll never get there. They'll have to do something about that, because I think when you want to start during winter and don't get a start with wood, you can be completely screwed. We could just wait here until spring. That's also an option. I think we have enough food for that. What else do we have? What am I looking for? Inventory. We can get rid of this. Thinking about trading. Just trade for some wood. You can get rid of these, and that's it. Well, I mean, for the quartz, we might be able to get quite a lot of wood. Let's see, can we talk to these guys? No. I don't think I can really handle this conversation. What about the other village? Let's go. Actually, it doesn't matter which way do we go. And there's another resource. What the hell is this? Come on. No trading. That is unfortunate. I think... Well, we are playing as Horz, so... We are basically playing for the dark side. Let's actually attack. And... I think I'll try to resolve this manually, because I want to see the werewolf thingy. Doesn't tell me anything. And I'm not gonna use it because I'd lose half hit points. I thought I'd be maybe able to see some better description. I really want to know how strong that werewolf might be. It seems that we won't be able to avoid damage, because we are pretty slow with spears. Oh, hello. Wow. I should have accepted that outcome before. Fine. We need the shield. There. Together we'll have to tank some damage for us. And to be completely honest, I forgot that we had a spear and that we'll be able to do some damage right away. Okay, good. Now we take one more attack from the rat. Well, it's only 3 damage. I'll have to remember that I have a weapon that I can, or that does damage when the card comes on the battlefield. What did we get? Cat, herbs, some wood is nice. And a lot of experience. How many movement points do we have? 1. Now let's move. We definitely have to set up the camp, and there is no point in trying to get the ladder. I think they again changed these numbers. So now it seems that it's a bit more difficult to get resources. Maybe we are not getting as much as like many resources every time as in the previous version. When we get the resources that we used last time, we will see if they changed it or not. What is this? Mental blessing. Okay, nice. Skip the story. We get a ton of experience. Damn, it's so much. Starting during winter with children. If you have a god that can get a gatherer for 1 point. So we'll be starting with 2 adults and the child. The first child is gonna be so strong when it grows up. Okay, so what did we get? Sneak attack. I mean, sure, I think I'll take it. It's very slow though. I'm not sure because I also remember reading about changes to ghostly eggs. One of the really strong skills. I'm not sure how they changed it. I don't think that was like the exact numbers were not in the patch notes. I'm not sure if I should rely on getting that, and if I get it, if it's still worth it. But the sneak attack is so slow that I probably pause. Oh, they also changed. Can we see details? We can. They also changed the scaling of poison damage. I'm not sure if they changed the scaling of true damage, but now the scaling is not 1.5 or double. Now I think it's 1.25 and 1.5. So they nerfed poison damage and maybe also true damage, but I'm not sure about that. I'm just sure about poison damage. So that I think nerfed the sneak attack as well. Yeah, okay, let's just go for the Hunter's Mark then. We'll just rely on the weapon. And this early, I definitely want to get more gathering. Confirm. And which way do we want to go? Might be some wood here. I wonder how far we can go before we freeze to death. Now it feels more like a survival game than a strategy game, to be honest. Or we can go here to finish the quest. Herbs, iron, that's not helping. There's a lot here, but it's just basic resources and nothing to eat. Remember, this is just like herbs. You can't eat herbs, you just have to add them to some foods. But this resource is not food by itself. More herbs. And we definitely have to set up a camp because we have taken some damage. 286 points for iron. Holy moly. Oh, so close. And night is almost here. Ha. Okay, skip the story. We should be able to convince them very easily. Leave, get some loyalty. Now we will be able to trade. Okay, that's what we need. Get more experience. And where do we have to go? This way. What the heck is Stingers? Did they add new factions? Domination, where are factions? Here. Scavengers, Alpha Clans. I think all of these were in the game before. Lightbringers, Night Demons, Water Demons, Ice Demons. I just don't think that Stingers were in the game before. I'm not sure. I am sure that I've never seen Stinger Village. It looks like a village. Yeah, what do we have? Topaz, Shadowbone, but no food and no wood, so that doesn't help. Yeah, let's just go with the options that I know. Make sure we avoid any potential confrontation. Now I think we return to the village. Should be able to trade with them. Wits wouldn't be bad, especially with the weapon that we are using. But I think I want to get some more strength. I would again like to use heavy armors. So we're gonna need some more strength on our characters. Oh, and our hunter is surprisingly smart. 6 intelligence or intellect. Intelligence? Intelligence. It's not intellect. Intelligence. It's pretty high. Oh well, that's not a stat that we want to be scaling. Let's take the strength. Break the camp and return to the village. And I really hope that you'll be able to trade with them. There we go. Trade, come on. And they do have wood. You can have all my quartz. That's worth 40. Perfect. 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 Pretty good gathering tool. I mean, really good gathering tool, but it's a little bit expensive. We could just sell the cat, but 466 points for the bone artifact. Oh, hey. You can have that. And then what I want is all your wood. This is the first time that trading is actually useful. It just sucks they don't have more wood. Is there anything else that we could use? Maybe the meat. But we have more than enough food, so don't think we have to really worry about that. Especially with just 2 people, right? Don't be eating that much. The elven wood is quite expensive, but it gives us so much more time. Actually, wait. I'm misreading the numbers. I thought they had 60 elven wood for 5. No, they have 5 wood for 60. Never mind, let's forget about that. Sunstone sword. That's too expensive. I think this is all we can get, really. Everything else is just garbage. That means we're gonna keep the bone artifact. And trade them how much? 120. Yeah, this sounds reasonable. Confirm. Anything else we can do while we are here? I could either check the location, hope that I find some more wood there. We have enough for 15 turns though, that's quite a long time. You know what? Let's check the tavern. And there should be a small chance, really small chance, to get a child. So I'll try it. We'll most likely end up drunk and with a penalty for a few turns. And I think they made the sickness and illnesses more severe. So let's just test it. Drink. Actually, that gave us more food. But we ended up ill. Yeah, look at the penalty. Damn. It's a pretty serious illness, so yeah. 40 turns. Well, for 40 turns, we really want to avoid combat now. But I think it was worth it for the food. And let's go exploring again. We need to find food and wood. That's basically the only 2 resources that we haven't seen yet. We won't be able to get much during winter. Clay. I don't care about clay. Let's hug the coast again. I want to see if there is fish. That's always an option. That's not a bad source of food. Yeah, I really like to settle, but so far everything that we have seen is pretty bad. More bones. No fish. We have what, 13 turns. And this reduces visibility and movement by 2. That movement reduction is bad. I think it's gonna kick in on the next turn, because it seems that we have full movement points this turn. Come on, give me some fish. No, leather bones. They should make bones like emergency source of food. You can always get marrow from bones, right? So, like, if each character eats, I don't know, 5 bones per turn, that would count as nourishment, maybe. Not something you could rely on, like, long term, but as emergency, maybe they could make that work. Oh, fish, perfect. And what is this? Let's use the fact that one of our, or we are like aligned, or I don't know how to tell it with nature, or that one of our domains, that's how I should say it, one of our domains is nature. We can avoid problems and get, again, a ton of experience. Keep moving. So, how difficult is it to catch a fish? It's very easy, because it's not affected by winter. Great! I'm just gonna accept here. Then we got the research material. Oh, good. What is this? So spider... Ah, this is what I want to do. Because I think that's the event where you have a small chance to find a child in one of the cocoons. I'll just take more damage. Come on. No, just monster bones. I mean, monster bones are not bad. And 6 experience. What the hell? Increases gathering. Yeah, we want to scale up. What do you want to scale up? I don't really want to scale up perception that much on the gatherer. Maybe I'll try to focus more on intelligence. Oh, not intelligence, wisdom. What kind of weapon are we using? This wisdom destiny based. It's tempting to go for the double destiny, because double destiny probably has the same effect on gathering as +1 wisdom. And we currently don't have anyone for the purple challenges, and we probably won't have anyone for quite a long time. Actually, you know what, let's take the destiny, so that the gatherer can try both types of challenges. And keep going. Come on, give me wood. Can we go this way? I think we can. It would be also nice if the snowstorm just stopped right here. Oh, whatever. Good. It's over. I thought this would be just a shorter episode. We just find the starting location for the village. I can't go anywhere. But it really turned more into like a survival game at this point. You walk through the forest and realize that the shrubbery beneath your feet is in turmoil, and as if it was alive. Oh, that's this one. Yeah, tread carefully. Ask if they're okay. Sure. Duck down, and you'll end up sick, but get something. And also experience. Let me see, how long is this gonna last? Last 3 turns. That's not too bad. Weapon block. I think we want to use that. It's not much, but some extra shielding for all challenges might be useful for our gather. And what did we get? Come on, we needed more gathering for the gather. And these are horrible skills. You don't need either. Because even the brute force is not using a single stat that we want to scale up. I think I'll just take showing off. We already have that skill and it's a little bit better. Brute force is really quite bad. As for the hunter, well, some extra crafting early would be nice, but long term that would be a completely wasted stat. So I'll just go long term and pick up gathering, which is always relevant. And now, when we hopefully can gather it more than one stack per turn, this might be even more relevant. But both level ups were pretty bad. I wonder why we have only 3 movement points now. Skip the story. Oh, good. Now we have 5. How much time do we have? 7 turns. This is bad timing. Oh, we have enough food. We can use that as a lure. Bones everywhere, but no wood. There's some... Oh, we managed to get to those trees, though. Come on, there has to be wood somewhere. There are trees. You'll probably freeze to death in the middle of a forest because we won't be able to find wood. Nope, that's also not wood. Come on, there are trees everywhere. Can't see the wood for all the trees. Wood! I see wood! We are saved! Can we get all the way? How far can we go? 4. I want to get as far as possible. Oh, look at that. That reminds me, someone had an idea in comments that maybe if I started the village next to like multiple sources of wood, I could like use the base wood to craft advanced materials every turn. You just gather as much wood as possible every turn and use all of that to craft advanced materials, because you can make tier 4 materials from tier 1 materials, but I think we would never be able to gather enough wood to get the tier 4 version. The ratio is like 70 to 1 or something insane like that, maybe even more, so it probably wouldn't work. But here, can we... If we set up the village on this style, then the food would be in range and wood would be in range as well. Or we could set it up here, then we wouldn't have the meat though. 1, 2... We would have the granite, but it would be a horrible start. Now, let's just go as far as possible. Let's check the coast. Now we set up the camp. 104. Well, I won't be able to get 2 stacks every turn, but we'll be sitting here for a while, most likely. So, we'll just wait until we again have wood for like 20, maybe 25 days. We have enough food, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I think that's the plan, but it's gonna be next episode. I can't believe that we managed to play the whole episode without actually setting up the village and turning this into a survival game. But I have to say, so far we didn't find a single good starting location for the village. I mean, this one wouldn't be bad if there was just one tile with fish. Then I would probably set up the village here. Other than that, there's no food, no food. There is a ton of food, but nothing else. Food, no wood. I mean, if we survive the winter without getting a village, we could just get the village somewhere where there is no wood, and we would just always send some people to gather enough wood for the winter, and that would be fine. No, we'll see about that in the next episode. So for today, I'm just glad that we managed to survive. I have to say that I really like the changes that we have seen so far. I can't wait for the crafting. I can't wait for the effects of the new types of resources. I was hoping that maybe we get lucky today and we'll be able to test that out, but it seems that starting during winter really is a problem. So yeah, as I said, we'll see how all of this develops in the next episode. I hope that you enjoyed this episode as well, or as much as I did, and I hope that I'm gonna see you in the next episode again. Until then, have a good time. Bye bye.